Miss Harper. I'm Jessica.
Hi.
I'm going to check your medical information today, okay?
Okay, perfect.
I can see that your name's Austin. Would you prefer to be called Austin or Miss Harper today?
Austin's fine.
Okay. All right, let's begin. I just want to mention that all this will be confidential unless you feel the need to harm yourself or others, or if there's a court order involved, okay?
Okay.
All right. Have you had any surgeries before?
I've actually had a couple surgeries. I had one when I was 6 to get my tonsils removed.
Okay.
I was getting strep throat a lot, and I missed like quite a bit of school, so I had to eventually get them taken out.
Do you know how many times you had strep throat?
Like before I had my tonsils taken out, it was probably, I was getting it like every other month.
Oh, okay.
So it was pretty constant.
And how long were you in the hospital for?
I was only in the hospital for 2 days, so it wasn't.
Was the healing all right? Did you recover?
Yeah, they thought there might have been a slight infection that was like growing where the incisions were, but I just had like an antibiotic anyway.
Oh, perfect. All right. Have you had any other surgeries besides?
I have. When I was 8, I also had a lipoma removed from my spinal cord. That I was in the hospital for a week, and that was in 2008 or 2001.
Okay.
So I was 8. And the reason I had to get that done was because it was causing numbness in my legs, but they couldn't fully remove the entire thing because it's growing out of the spinal cord, so they could only get about half of it, and it actually ended up growing back, but I haven't had any problems since. So
It has grown back, but no
it's back to
complication.
back to the original size, but no complications so far.
And do you know where in your spine?
It's in the lumbar region,
Okay.
so yeah, a little bit below the middle.
And the surgery went all right? No problems?
Yeah, no problems. It went good. I was younger, so I kind of recovered quickly.
Good.
Yeah.
Glad to hear that. Any other surgeries?
Yeah, I'm kind of a mess.
It's okay.
Well, not really surgery, but kind of like a illness, I would say. When I was 16, I had mono. I actually missed 2 months of school.
Okay.
So I had like the full like mono rash and everything. My spleen was severely enlarged but didn't rupture.
Good. You did that.
Yeah, I was able to. But so I was in the hospital for a little while, and that was about it. And then
Were you given antibiotics on the side, or were you just did you have to wait it out?
no, they gave me some type of medication. I'm not sure if it was an antibiotic, but it did the trick. So,
Did you catch up on school all right and get everything back together?
for the most part, yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Do you have any other medical problems that you know of? Conditions?
Well, actually, when I was still like in the womb, I had kidney reflux, so that caused me to have polycystic kidneys,
Okay.
which then caused my right kidney to be more atrophied than my left. And actually, after my back surgery when I was 8, a week after I got out, I developed kidney stones in my right kidney and polycystic, whatever, kidneys. So I was in the hospital for about a week for that, and I was about to go into surgery, and I ended up actually passing it, so I was really lucky.
Good.
And I've only gotten kidney stones once since then.
And do you take any precautions to avoid them or anything?
Well, the type of stone was like a sodium-based one, so I'm supposed to limit sodium intake.
And how do you do that? What do you stay away from?
I try to stay away from canned foods or like junk food, eating out, just because there's a lot of extra sodium in those things.
Okay. Any other conditions?
Well, actually, 2 years ago, I played soccer. So, I actually broke my tibia.
Oh,
It's actually a tib-fib fracture, so I was in a wheelchair for about 6 months trying to recoup from that, no weight bearing.
And did you have physical therapy?
I did. I had physical therapy for about 4 months after, just because it was so atrophied from everything like not using it. So We're just doing good now.
Good. Do you know what kind of treatments they give you at physical therapy?
I know at first it was a lot of just using like TheraBand just to kind of gain a little bit of strength. My range of motion was really poor just because it was stuck elevated for so long. So I had to they did like passive range of motion just to kind of get it moving. And then, like I said, the TheraBand exercises to get a little bit of strength. And then we started weight bearing, which was kind of difficult just because I had been off it for so long. And even like this leg was atrophied then from not using it. So then it kind of turned into more, towards the end it was more like weight bearing and
Good.
exercises like that.
Well, it looks like you've come a long way since then.
Yeah, doing good.
Any problems since then?
Not really. Not too much.
Nothing.
There's like a little bit of like ankle soreness sometimes just because it's immobile, but
Can you still play soccer?
I can.
Good.
Yeah, doing good.
All right. I'm glad to hear that. What about allergies?
Allergies? The only one I'm allergic to is penicillin. And I actually had a bad allergic reaction when I was on vacation.
And what happened?
I didn't know I was allergic to it at the time, but I started swelling up really bad. Like my eyes were basically shut and my face was swollen. So I was lucky that my throat didn't swell. Oh, and I'm also allergic to bees.
Okay. Do you have a pen?
I do not have an EpiPen. I need to invest in one just in case, but no, I do not.
Have you ever been stung by one before?
I have, but luckily it hasn't been anywhere from like the neck up. So it was kind of like a later allergy. Like when I was little, I never noticed it, but then as I got older, it got worse.
So would you take Benadryl if anything happened then, and then?
If I got stung like from the neck up, I'd probably go to the hospital just because my throat would probably close up. But anything else, it really doesn't bother me. I probably would just take Benadryl.
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad you know what you're doing with that.
Yeah.
What about any medications?
Birth control is the only medication.
And how long have you been on it?
About a year.
And do you know what kind you take?
I'm not sure. I know it's a generic brand, but I'm not sure what kind.
And you take it regularly?
I do.
Good.
Yeah.
That's the key.
Don't want to miss that.
And how do you keep yourself healthy? You look pretty active. I know you play soccer.
Yeah. Well, I try to obviously limit my sodium to some fast food usually. I try to make all my meals myself, not packaged, just like vegetables, high in protein, a little bit of carbohydrates. I try to run every day. I play soccer. I do yoga. I recently got into, I don't know if you ever did like the hot yoga.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, lately I've been doing that, so that helps. And just trying to keep like a good balance, social life.
Do you know how many calories you eat on a?
On average, I'd say about like 1,200.
Okay, good. That sounds pretty average for your size. And how many times a week do you exercise?
I try to exercise every day, but realistically, probably about 5 times a week.
And how often, or how far and often do you run?
Usually I try to run every day at least 2 miles, and then incorporate like a strength training or more like a yoga or something like that.
Okay, that's good. And do you smoke?
I do not.
Good. You know the risks of that. And do you drink alcohol?
I'm not drinking yet. So.
I'm glad that you know that. There's just a couple more questions I have to ask you. Have you ever had any psychological problems or depression?